downloaded is a half play, half movie. It's a story about 3 people, a man and 2 women, a love triangle, and a world very much like our own, except that it's a world where at the time of our deaths, our brains can be downloaded into boxes, and we achieve immortality through that technology.
The big risk with projection in theatre is that it supersedes what's in front of it. It becomes just, it's often, I feel that projection is more often misused than used in a way that enhances the storytelling and enhances the theatrical experience. The risks are that projection, we've been having this discussion a lot during the course of this process, and that projection is recorded media is past tense. It's not present tense, and that the live performance is by its very nature live. It's happening in front of you at that very moment.
The challenges of doing a reading and incorporating projections like this is creating the expectation in the audience of that this is a full production, because it's not, and we're just barely scratching the surface of what the video is going to be in the play, and so we're going to have to consciously make some choices to continue to make it clear to the audience that this is still a reading, this is not a finished work, because if an audience comes to a reading with the expectation of a finished work, then what's the point of producing it?
This is probably like a 1-week workshop for a play. It's a 2-week workshop for a normal play, for a play without this amount of multimedia in it. For us, it's a 2-week workshop because we need that extra time to be able to do to film and to develop the video material. You can't. It's not just that you film it and then it immediately can appear on the screen. There's a lot of other elements that need to be in play. A lot has been discussed about the technology and the style of this, but in the end, it's a love story, and it's a comedy, and it's a 3-hander, and it's a very intimate, small story in quite a profoundly moving way, and so all these elements will come together, and the projection, I hope, and the way we're doing it, and the way it's progressing, becomes a character in the piece, becomes a part of, an integral part of the storytelling, but also has a character of its own within the world.
When I received this commission from the Denver Center, the only stipulation was that I write a play that involves multimedia. And something that I made sure I didn't want to do is just use video as scenery, pawn off a play and say, oh, but the background is animated because we have 71 locations, and that's the easiest way. I wanted to write something where video was inherent to the storytelling, and in fact, if you took the video away, you wouldn't have a play. And if you were to take away the live element, you wouldn't have a movie. So that was the challenge that I brought upon myself in starting to write what became Ed Download.